case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for.
The Supreme Court of the United States ruled on the 1993 case Godinez vs. Moran, which focused on the competency standards required for a defendant to plead guilty or waive their right to counsel. This standard, known as the Dusky Standard, requires a defendant to have a basic understanding of the proceedings and the ability to assist their lawyer. The case involved a defendant who committed multiple murders and sought to plead guilty, waiving his right to counsel. After initially being found competent by the trial court, he later claimed mental incompetence. The Ninth Circuit overturned this decision, asserting that the trial court applied the wrong legal standard of competency. Consequently, the Supreme Court had to determine whether a higher level of competency was necessary for a defendant to waive their right to counsel or plead guilty than for standing trial. Justice Thomas, writing the majority opinion, argued that the competency standard for pleading guilty or waiving the right to counsel was not higher than the standard for standing trial. The defendant, who had committed multiple shootings, was initially found competent to stand trial after evaluation by psychiatrists. He later changed his plea to guilty in order to prevent mitigating evidence from being presented at his sentencing. Ultimately, the court declared the Ninth Circuit's interpretation of the Westbrook case to be erroneous, and instead held that a higher competency standard was not required for pleading guilty or waiving counsel rights than for standing trial. A two-part inquiry was deemed necessary to determine whether counsel rights could be waived. As a result, the Supreme Court overturned the appeals ruling and sent the case back for further proceedings, noting that additional requirements were not necessary under the Due Process Clause.
Case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for. Visit lsd.law, elevate your mind. Leave the stress of class.